What's going on, everybody? My name is Justice. I'm with my guy.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's poppin'. It's your boy Tyaire. How y'all doing?
And you're watching and you're listening to the Silky Boys podcast, the Wibbies podcast out right now for your sports needs and what's going on in the culture right now. Tyaire, another week. We here, Friday. How you feeling, my boy?
I'm feeling good, bro. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. We're here on a Friday, bro. And on a Friday, right after coming off of Thursday night football. The NFL is back. That's nuts to say.
That it is, man. The NFL is back, and I don't know how I feel about it right now, bro. To be honest, bro. Last night I had a lot of mixed emotions. Last night,
I didn't know how to feel about it either, just because. Again, there's no safety. Like as far as safety protocol, it's pretty much out the window. Just like again, it's an airborne virus.
Yeah.
And we're playing a contact sport. Like, we're supposed to be tackling each other. We're supposed to be in huddles together. We saw Andy Reid with a plastic face mask.
Yeah,
It's just so weird now. And I don't know. I have mixed emotions about it, too. Because I'm like, again, these players' safety are at risk. And I don't think we should really have an NFL season.
Yeah, and last night really confirmed my case why we shouldn't have an NFL season when all the players come to the middle of the crowd and say we want to take a stand for unity, and then everybody in the stands start booing. So at this point, I'm like, so we're players risking our health for you guys, and y'all are basically saying we don't give a fuck about what y'all care about. Y'all just get on the field and play, boy.
Yeah, and that was the other end of it. We knew that the NFL was going to say something. They came out with the video. Patrick Mahomes was very vocal about that players, we need to come together as a voice and stand in much ways like the NBA on social justice and for social change. So, and we know how the NFL is, though. There's just a history. You can go back. We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
But, so you have this moment of unity, this stand of unity, as they're calling it, this program in NFL. And where we had these teams line up right before kickoff, right before kickoff, and a sense of unity to show in solidarity that we're not gonna back away from this conversation. We're in this together. We're gonna fight for everyone's rights. And have the fan base of those organizations still not understand it, still not get it. For the 17,000 people.
I'm not even going to say they don't understand it. They don't care anymore, bro.
They don't care.
It's showing you it's not a flag being played. It's not a national anthem being played. It's not nobody standing up for a flag. Y'all just don't care. You don't care about how we feel. So cool. So if the players see that, then I'm really looking at why are we playing football? Like, real talk, if they showing you what it is, why are we here? Like, I like the Jets. I might watch this Sunday, but after that, it might be it for me. Because, like, if I can see that you don't care about us, period, then if you're going to say fuck me to my face, then it's cool after that. Like, I don't have to partake with you. I don't have to participate in what y'all doing over here. Like, I won't be spitting my face and continue to come back to our product. So, like, as far as me, I'm pretty much done. That disgusts me. Like, there's no flag being played. They're saying we're taking a stand for unity, equality, and you booing. You're booing equality? That's how sick you are in the head. So, like, if players really see what's going on, hopefully there's some change to come, but last night, that was disgusting. But I don't want those fans to just speak for the broader view of NFL fans, but that is really the broader view of NFL fans. They don't care about the players at the end of the day. Like, it's funny just going from the commercial with, like, LaDainian Tomlinson's Hall of Fame speech about, how NFL is a microcosm of sports, and then shoot right back to that, you see fans booing, and then when it's time to speak up, you hear reporters like Al Michaels just silent on it, saying, I really don't want to speak on social justice. But I respect Chris Collinsworth for speaking up last night and actually saying something. But people are just showing their ways, bro. And I think this year just really exposed the NFL for what it was to me. And it just highlighted what it was as a whole. And as a person, as a human being, I can't be fully invested into the NFL.
Okay. So is this going to be a case now where we see that now? I have two questions with all that being said. One, the players' reaction. Obviously, players heard that. Mm-hmm. That was the first game back. All eyes were on that game. All eyes were there pre-game. So, obviously, players have seen this. And so now I wonder what are others players, like guys on Denver and guys in Seattle, how their feelings are, just naming those two specific teams. But see how their feelings are about like this whole unit thing and playing. Now are guys gonna say all of a sudden, now wait, do I really want to play now if this is how we're really gonna be treated?
I mean, I feel like if some guys really stand behind what they feel, they might. If somebody really feels about how they feel, like certain players, like in the NBA, like Avery Bradley or those type of guys, or even George Hill when they got to the Bucks and he's like, we shouldn't be here, and then that led to eventually the boycott of the NBA. I could see something that like that happening. Players who already feel strongly about not playing, coming up and stepping up, like, all right, this is our moment to make an actual movement and show something that we want to stand up and we're not going to accept this anymore. Because that last night, that's not acceptable.
Yeah, it's not. And then for my second point is, when Cap got blackballed a few years back, we saw a bunch of people boycott the NFL for that year. Are now, with that, again, all eyes being on that first game, do we think that's going to happen now? Because I think now, with everything that you just said, that's very much in play for a lot of fans.
I can see it happening because, like, I can see a lot of fans feeling like how I feel. Like, what do we want to watch a sport and invest our time into a sport that, at the end of the day, doesn't care anything about us? Like, what do we want to invest our time and day into that? Like, it's no fun in seeing these players go out when I know that there's fans out there that don't care what about those players are doing when they're off the field. Like, when they're off the field, they'll call the cops on them. Like, I'm not with that. So, like, I feel like there will be a majority of fans who will still watch, but it's going to be a cluster of fans that be like, okay, we're going to watch what happened weeks 1, see a lot of the response in other crowds. Because I'm not just going to take the Kansas City crowd and just make that be a overwhelming fans. But I feel like it's going to happen a lot more. Because it's just those fans out there, those all lives matter, Trump type of people that are just going to say what they want to say. So regardless, that they're going to be who they're going to be.
Right. And like you said, we're not going to use that one example to broaden the whole fan spectrum of the NFL. Obviously not.
Yeah, but like it's even see how you can see the divisiveness that how they were trying to start already. Like even the coach I forgot it, Tony Dungy was talking before the game started. He was like, I just don't want anybody to point out who's not kneeling and who's standing and stuff. As soon as the broadcast starts, Michael points out everybody who didn't kneel and understand. I'm like, why are you making that a big deal? It doesn't have to be that. You're trying to make a story out of something that's not there. Like y'all trying to cause a ruckus. Y'all trying to really stir something up when it doesn't have to be.
Right. And like dirty stuff like that too, like I guess because like you said, you're trying to get at something, you're trying to pick out a story right there. And when you already know like what this story is, you already know what the narrative is gonna be like. So why are you even trying to pry it even more, trying to play dumb?
Exactly. But I'm glad that last night showed a lot of players who still might have been in that it's about the people are going about disrespecting the flag. The people are upset about disrespecting the flag. I'm glad last night showed no, it's not about the flag. People just don't care. Like J.J. Watt said last night, he was like, I'm confused why they were still booing. Like, we weren't even standing up for the flag. I'm like, no, they're just booing because they don't like black people. Like, that's why they're booing. And that's just what it is at the end of the day. So I'm glad that allowed for a lot of people to see that it was never about the flag.
It's an interesting time in sports, interesting time in football. We'll see what's going to happen. We're excited about the Jets game.
Yeah. But how'd you feel about the game last night, bro?
Overall, the game, I mean, Kansas City just came right back, picked that right back off where they left off.
And they got the one thing that they didn't need, and that was a run game. So, like, now...
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, first rookie.
Match made in heaven, man. He's a champ, they're champs, so, like, they clicking.
138 yards and a touchdown off 25 carries in his first NFL game. First running back, last pick of the first round.
I mean, like, I could have seen it coming, like, what those receivers do, it makes the box way open. They're not stacking the box. They're spread out across the field to make sure that they can cover Kelsey, double Hill, and still stick Harmon and Robinson and Watkins on the outside. So it's like, yeah, that box is going to be open. So he's getting 5 yards off rip, and then he just works after that. So, like...
Yeah, there were a lot of good runs that game for KC, and also Sammy Watkins had a good game too.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way that Andy Reid used him as far as screen games and stuff like that.
Andy Reid was using a lot of zone last night, and I think that's what helped Helaire a lot too, because he was kind of used to that with the LSU offense, because they were running a lot of that zone offense with Joe Burrow, and that's what they were doing a lot. So he was getting like different matchups that you wouldn't get like in a linebacker or like a different type of safety. So he was getting a lot of different looks, and it's really going to be fun to see how that offense turns out this year.
Yeah, and also with him too, with Helaire, he has some wiggle with him too. Like he can move.
Yeah, he's a small guy. You lose him in that bunch. He's only 5'6", so he all the big tackles. He's gonna get through there, and by the time he get 10 feet ahead, he's gone.
That's all it is.
He had a big run last night. How long was that run? Like 60-something yards?
Something like that.
Yeah.
He had a big run.
Yeah.
Well, with him, Pat still Pat at the end of the day. I mean, Travis Kelce's still fresh off signing the contract, still showing why he's one of the best tight ends of the game. Overall, it was good to kind of just see like football be played back in a way, and overall, like presentation wise, football itself, like it was good. It felt good to like actually like watch a game again and see like some highlights.
Yeah.
Again. But like something that we talked about too, it's gonna be a rough 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's gonna be like I said. I feel like we can expect a lot of injuries coming in these next 4 weeks because, like we said, it was like 5 injuries last night. I just think with players not really getting that full off season to train or the full preseason, and it's gonna affect them because it's their first time tackling. So them hits is gonna affect you different. You're not really running at your full speed in practice, so you bound to pull something, and it's gonna be an interesting spike to see in the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, and along with that too, I think that like with big plays, like we saw like a lot of big runs with David Johnson early in that first quarter for Houston. Like with guys just not really like just missing tackles, just
like a lot of sloppy play and a lot of new teams coming together in the off season. It's going to be a lot just to see unfold, to see who really. This is going to see just like in the NBA and the bubble. We're going to see who really put the work in by themselves when they were alone. We're going to see who was just bullshitting around, just playing, doing what they was doing, and who was really in the work, in the gym, training. And because, like, Tom Brady, he was there every day with his team, and we're going to see if that works out with the Bucs on Sunday.
We'll see, man. NFL's back, man. I didn't think we were going to miss March. I really didn't think that. I mean, it's here. We'll see what happens along the way. I still have a bad feeling about this overall. Yeah, it's eerie.
It's a real sick feeling. That's all I'm gonna say. It doesn't feel right.
Doesn't feel as normal. But anyway, moving on from that, NBA action. We had an upset in the Eastern Conference. The Milwaukee Bucks lost to the Miami Heat in 5 games to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2014? 2014. Since 2014. Where does Milwaukee go from here?
They either go find a number 2 for Giannis, or they go looking for a number 1 pick to replace Giannis with. Because that I feel like the ship has sailed on this Milwaukee Bucks franchise as Giannis as their centerpiece.
Do you see in a world where Chris Middleton, Dante DiVincenzo, and let's say they give up a future first round pick to try to go get somebody this season?
If they better go with somebody like Bradley Beal or somebody that can score the ball, because Giannis, like I saw that comparison with the Scotty and Mike thing, I really didn't like. I like the comparison that Max Kellerman brought up. They said Giannis is a Shaq waiting for his Kobe or D-Wade, and that's definitely what I think he needs. He needs a Bradley Beal type of player to score and make a playmaking other than him, because him just running around, running to the paint, they're just going to stack the paint every time. It's not going to work. Miami built the wall. Toronto built the wall last year. Like, the teams have figured him out now. By this point, they figured him out. And if his jump shot is not going to come along, they need somebody who can score the ball. Because in the history of the NBA, you could check any NBA championship team besides like maybe the Mavericks or the Rockets and the Spurs. There has been a closer on that team that when the game comes to the end of the game, you need to give them the ball. And the Bucks don't have that right now. I like Middleton, but he's not that guy in NBA Finals moments that's going to make the shot.
Like Chris Middleton, like, yeah, he gets you a game, but I don't know if he gets you 2 playoff games.
Exactly. Like, can he do what Kyrie did in the finals, drop 40 points back-to-back nights or something like that? He can't.
Right, when his team needs him to. And mind you, like, even when that game, Giannis got injured, he went out of the game with 14 points. Like, and Middleton, I think, finished with, like, 36 or something like that. Again, like, he can win you a playoff game, but at the end of the day, like, he's not gonna be your go-to scorer. Like they were saying during the broadcast, he's in the rhythm, in the game kind of flow scorer. Like, he gets his shots at different spots, at different points. He doesn't take guys on a one-on-one basis like that. In some ways that Bradley Beal or CJ McCollum does.
Exactly. Like, it's all in the rhythm of the game. Like, he's not going to go out and create 30 points off the rip for you. Right. Like, that's what they need. And if they don't get it, it's the LeBron story. Going to the Heat, man.
You're going to the Heat with Jimmy Butler and all them shooters.
Mm-hmm.
All them dogs.
All them dogs. They might pull another superstar to bring with them. I don't know yet. But I feel like Pat Riley might have something cooking up for Giannis in the near future.
I mean, we'll see. His contract expires. I think, he has another 2-3 years?
He got 1 year left. If he don't sign this year, they're going to have to move him.
If you don't sign, but the Bucks came out and already said, we're not trading him. They came out and said, we are not trading him if he doesn't sign this.
That would be the dumbest mistake the Milwaukee Bucks could make in their career, because if he walks away, you have nothing. But congratulations.
You have nothing but Chris Middleton still.
Exactly.
He's along with Eric Bledsoe.
Exactly. So you can be those tough guys and end up with nothing at the end of the day. So cool. How'd that take? You trade him if that extension don't get signed.
Miami's looking out the window. Golden State looking out the window.
Toronto looking out the window. A lot of teams right there.
Knicks out looking out the window. They're always going to be mentioned out the window. I mean, Giannis. I mean, we'll see, man. If he does leave and he does go to Miami, that would probably be the wildest thing basketball history-wise I think I might witness. If that were to happen again.
I mean, but it would be the second time Milwaukee lost one of their superstars. Like, they're used to it. They lost Kareem. They gonna lose Giannis, man. Like,
how do you lose Kareem by Abdul-Jabbar and then Giannis, bro?
But at least they got a ring out of Kareem, though.
That's true.
At least they got something out of
True.
it.
That's more than a lot of NBA teams, actually. Mm-hmm. That is actually a lot more.
Kareem get a ring, Giannis, nothing yet. We don't know.
But shout out to Miami for making to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, but tonight we got Game 7, man.
Raps, Celtics.
I just want to put a PSA to the NBA refs before this game. Please stop. Just stop. Don't.
This game should have been finished.
Like,
it shouldn't even have been a Game 7.
It
should have been wrapped up in 6.
Is
Boston's way.
Exactly. Like, the calls on an overall scale that have been happening in the NBA playoffs are
just this whole bubble scenario.
It's upsetting. Like, it's making it hard to watch a game when the refs have so much control of how the game is going to turn out. Like, I don't like that feeling. Like, that the ref is controlling the outcome of a game. Like, that's not how the game of basketball should be played.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's like they have no repercussion behind it. They come out the game, tweet after, oh yeah, we got that call wrong. Like, what is that difference?
I never understood that. I never understood, like, coming out and saying, yeah, we got a call wrong at the end of the game, especially at the end of a big game, and how there's no, like, repercussions of that for referees when you guys are employees of the NBA as well.
Exactly. If the players can get fined for doing stuff on the court, the refs can get fined for making bad calls. Like,
yeah, and don't give me this argument excuse like, oh, these refs, they really care about the games or whatever. They're going to be thinking about that call all night. Oh, he's a good guy. Like, no, don't give me that, because that's the same excuse they're using to justify players. Like, oh, he's a good guy.
Exactly. He cares about the game. Like,
it happens in the game. If you make a bad call and it's under review that was a bad call, you made the wrong decision, then yeah, there should be some repercussions for that.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't know. I guess they just on a power trip in the bubble. I don't know.
I don't know. It's been bad. They need to stop.
I just pray they don't mess anything up tonight, bro. Like, I hope
This should have been finished in 6. Like, we all saw Kemba Walker get fouled. Everyone in that arena could tell you that Kemba Walker got fouled on that drive to the basket.
Not the ref who was looking right, just looked past him. Didn't even look at Kemba Walker. Looked past him like he wasn't the person with the ball. Like, what are you watching as a ref if you're not looking at the person with the ball?
Like, he's the only offensive player in your view with the ball going up against 3 defenders. How do you not look at that, but you're looking at the rim?
Right, yeah, I don't get these guys, bro. And then they want to start acting tough with players, start barking at players and stuff. Like, do your job right before you start feeling yourself.
Refs are getting feisty, bro. I think they finally had it.
I mean, they all in that bubble together. It's the bubble tension, bro. Everybody is feeling it, and especially Daniel House. Especially Daniel House is feeling it.
Yeah, he's feeling it.
He's feeling the tension right now.
He's feeling it. He spent 2 months in a bubble. So, I mean, like, can you really blame him? Like, let's be real about that. He really thought he could get away with it, too. He thought he could get it all. He said, because he saw what happened in Seattle, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, nah, I'm not going to make the same mistake.
I'm never going to make that mistake.
He's like, I'm not gonna make that same mistake, bro. Like, I'm stronger than that. Meanwhile, a couple weeks later, nah. He didn't have the strength.
Bro, he saw all his teammates with their wives coming
His
through.
girlfriend.
He seen all their teammates showing up to practice all happy, smiling, shooting that jumper with a little more twang on it, and he just there like, dang, bro. Shorty giving me COVID test, bro. She's sure cute, man. She cute. She got a nice little smile. I should tell her to pull up to the crib, man. What happened, bro? Who snitched? Who snitched on Daniel House? We need to get a hotline on LeBron's phone. We need to get a line on LeBron's phone. Cause the joke started at the beginning of this bubble experience that LeBron will take use of that hotline to snitch on somebody breaking protocol. And now that this has happened within this series that LeBron is featured in, I have to look at LeBron like, yo, did you make this call? Because Daniel House would have been a primary defender on LeBron.
Absolutely.
He would have been a primary defender on LeBron.
Absolutely.
It's deeper. It's bigger than Nino Brown here, bro. It's bigger than Daniel House.
The game ain't the game.
It's not, bro. We gotta look into this. They suspended him for the whole series.
For the whole series. Now that's messed up. That's the messed up part. Like, cause like he didn't really do anything wrong.
He didn't sneak anybody that wasn't in the.
He didn't test positive.
He didn't.
If anything, it was someone that you would know for a fact would be negative for COVID.
Yeah, she's a trusted COVID official. She's the safest person that could have possibly been in his room at the time.
There's really if I'm the House, I'm looking at appealing this. Let me play. Give me a fine. I'll take that $25K, but let me play.
Bro, it's just come on, man. You have to understand at a certain point that these grown men have been in this bubble for 2 months. They're gonna want to get off some type of frustration, bro. They're gonna seek some type of other female interaction. That's just you have to. They've been locked in a hotel room by themselves this whole time. They want to speak with a female. They've been around men all this time. They need female interactions, and it was bound to happen. This and Lou Will, the funniest stories out of this bubble situation by far.
And that's why we need a doc on this.
I just hope nothing happens ahead of this Clippers-Lakers series. I hope nobody sneak no girls in. Lou Will better not try to get no wings. Kawhi better stay put.
Kawhi better stay put. And Paul George better be in that gym shooting jumpers.
Yeah. Because the matchup we have been waiting for is finally going to be here come next week.
Last summer, we've been anticipating this heavyweight matchup.
By our next episode, we'll probably have a game or two to talk about.
At least one, yeah. Because this Rocket series is over. Lakers are winning. Anthony Davis just a force.
Yeah, Clippers is closing them out tonight.
Yeah. Well, real quick, before we get into that preview of the Lakers, Clippers, I want to talk about Houston for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You're down 3-1. You're not out of the series yet, but you're out of the series. You're out of the series. But just a question for the future in the same ways that I have for Philly is where do you go? Because small ball area that shows to only work for the regular season until the playoffs when you get matched up with the right teams like the Lakers, you're gonna lose that matchup. And I'd be curious to see what Daryl Morey, if he still has a job, decides what to do with his roster. I mean, most signs are probably gonna be he's gonna get fired, most likely.
Yeah, because his time has come. He was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to counter the Warriors. He had the plan to stop the Warriors' run. It never happened, so his time has come.
I mean, at least he went out doing the things that he wanted to do by just going all in on small ball. But the experiment, it was cool, but it shows when it comes time to win a championship, that style of play doesn't seem like it's gonna work out to the best of degree.
Yeah, you gotta have some type of rebounding at the end of the day. You need those extra possessions in those crucial playoff time. And that's really what it comes down to. Who gets that extra offensive rebound? Who gets that extra loose ball? And when you got those small guys that can't jump up and get that, you're not gonna win.
I do think there is but a situation where potentially small ball will work if you have the right players in place. Because I think if you have someone like Bam Adebayo in that system,
he's the type of guy that's getting Bam, Montrez, Draymond. Those are the type of guys you need for it to work.
Like in that system, like PJ Tucker, like he filled his role great. He did a great job at what he was doing for them this season. But he's only going to be able to get you enough. Yeah. At the end of the day. But I mean, with the Rockets now, I just wonder with them, like, where did they go from here? Because if you're not competing for a title, if you can only barely get past the second round every single year, you're gonna have to realistically make that decision. Okay, do we want to keep just on this contract deal, or do we want to start the rebuild in the next, maybe like 2 years? Because you still gotta think about Westbrook's contract and how much Harden still has on his. Probably I think another 3.
Yeah. It's just gonna be one of them things, bro. I just feel like Harden's career is just gonna turn out like you said. I feel like on one of the pods, it's gonna turn out like Tracy McGrady, bro. Just that high scoring player who just never could get it done and really win anything. And that's what the Rockets just gonna have to deal with. Like I don't see them ever really building a contender for them. So they just gonna have to live with those contracts. They don't need to make another move, try to make a splash. It's just over. Like, this is done.
At this point, you try to go with the Sam Presti route and just try to get as many draft picks as you possibly can for one of those guys if you do decide to trade them. Unless you say, screw it, we're just going to try to be competitive and ride out the rest of his contract. But, I mean, ideally, you're probably not going to go far in the next, 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's a story of basketball. Story of just trying to get an NBA championship.
Life, man.
It is what it is. Oh, man. Well, we'll take a break right now, bro?
Yeah, we'll take a break.
All right. And we back. So, time to get in a little bit of the culture. Big announcement. I was pleasantly surprised to hear this. The Fresh Prince is coming back in a new way.
In a new, interesting, new, dramatic way. It's really, I like that trailer that came out 2 years ago. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really looking into it now. When I got the news that one of the writers on it worked with The Wire, so I'm like, yo, if he worked on The Wire, he gonna add some of that dramatic effect that he was using on The Wire into this. And even the original Fresh Prince had a lot of dramatic moments in it for a sitcom. So I want to see them really dive into those stories a little bit more and really get what I know they could get out of it.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Morgan Cooper. He's the film director that produced that trailer that everybody saw 2 years ago and what we're talking about right now. Mm-hmm. Will Smith, he signed off on it. He said, go for it. They've been going for 2 years.
That shows you the power of social media. And for them to get a 2-year television deal with NBC,
on NBC on their new streaming platform, and that's something that they're going to promote now.
Off of a 5-minute video?
Off of less than 5-minute video. Trailer. Fan-made trailer. He did it just because he wanted to.
That shows you, man. If you got something, it's going to get where it needs to go eventually, bro. Just keep doing the work you need to do. That's wild. Congratulations to that man. Congratulations to Will Smith, another deal, another bag, and he could add to his resume. And for the Fresh Prince fans, this is something we could see. And also off of that, it was good to see him and the old Viv back together in the same room again after all their beef that they had after her leaving the show. And it's their 30-year anniversary too, so I think they're trying to make this whole announcement around that. So
right.
It's a real big moment in history for all the Fresh Prince fans out there.
Yeah, and then they have the reunion coming up too. Was it this Sunday, right?
Yeah, this Sunday, I think, on wherever they got it.
Yeah, I think it's on NBC too. Yeah. I think they're gonna live stream or something like that. But overall, yeah, just really good for them. Shout out to everyone that's involved in that. Again, shout out to Cooper Morgan for just putting it out there, and for him to see one of your creative works to be able to be recognized and actually have someone else say, hey, we're going to be able to put money and resources behind it to fully expound upon your vision for this thing. Take this in a way. That's really dope to see.
Good. And yeah, it's good to see Will's having a good September after that rough August.
Speaking about getting to the bag, someone else got to the bag too this month. Travis Scott in a new deal with McDonald's.
It's lit.
Travis Scott has a meal deal with McDonald's now. This is the first time since Michael Jordan, McDonald's has had a sponsor, a high profile, high celebrity sponsorship for a while. And it says part of $100 million deal. Not for Travis Scott, but just overall in the company that they have right now. And part of that money is going to Travis Scott. So shout out to Travis Scott for getting the bag with McDonald's too. And now this is going to be like the new wave, I feel like, where rappers and other celebrities are going to be teaming up with these fast food chains and these restaurants and other products. Like we've seen before, like with snack wraps too. Yeah. So like this is just like another branch off that, like just more mainstream.
Yeah, bro. Did you know that Starbucks had a WAP inspired latte that they just pushed out this week?
Nah, bro. Tell me about that, bro.
So
what? Wait.
Starbucks has a new WAP inspired latte. So let me.
WAP inspired a latte.
Yes, I saw some.
What?
I saw some broadcasters in like Philly drinking it on TV today, and I was like, wow, they really came out with a WAP latte. That's wow.
So they're trying to trademark this everything, right? So they're just trying to get in on everything.
So here's how to order a WAP latte at Starbucks.
How do we even go proceed about ordering that? Can I get the WAP latte? Hey, that sounds wild as it is.
So they're replacing the acronyms for WAP. They're using white, mocha, almond milk, and pumpkin spice flavoring. So that's the new thing that they're kicking out for the fall. So it's just a new twist on their pumpkin spice latte. But now it's the WAP latte now.
So this is what every girl's about to be drinking for the months of September, October, is the WAP lattes. It's just a spin of pumpkin spice lattes. That's all it is.
Yeah, man. So as we get into these food deals, I just want to show you where this is going to take us. Once we open this door, this is where it starts getting a little nuts, man.
Bro, is that the other thing that you showed me earlier this week? This world is crazy.
It definitely is.
The WAP latte. I kind of want to try it now.
I'm going to definitely go to Starbucks after this and check that out.
Like, I kind of want to go get it.
For them to have the gall to just... Yo, shout out to Cardi B for really doing that. Like, really doing that.
Look at Cardi. Look at what you've done.
Like,
shout out, Meg.
Yeah, shout out both of them, bro. Like, when I said Cardi B was a Steph Curry of rap, I really meant that. I really meant that. Like, when I said that, Cardi B is definitely the Steph Curry of rap, bro. Shout out to her, the WAP latte at Starbucks. Go get that.
She need to be getting a portion of that money, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to look into this. I haven't seen it, but I'll come back next week to see if she got some percentages out of that.
No, she needs to get some of that, man. Oh, man. But as far as new music goes, ain't nothing really dropped like that, like this Friday. It's been kind of quiet. Like, nothing really stood out to me.
Yeah,
like, no new hot really singles.
I know that NBA YoungBoy dropped his album that everybody's been anticipating for, but...
Yeah.
Like I said off mic, man, like YoungBoy, I just don't feel the hype. Like I try to listen to the album, I just don't get it where people are putting him into this next new rapper at the next age. Like I don't get it, bro. Like they try to, it's him and Baby, they try to say, but it doesn't click with him like it does with Lil Baby.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to Lil Baby, first artist this year to go double platinum.
Yeah, shout out to Big Sean too, #1 album in the country, Integrity. That's what Integrity does right there. #1 album.
Definitely shout out to Big Sean on that too. Just real quick on that, I'm listening to it probably the weekend to listening more and more. I'm just loving it.
Yeah, it's in my top 3 now.
It's in your top 3 now?
Yeah. I knocked the Freddie Gibbs album out, so yeah, my top 3 probably Division. Probably I'll put Sean at, I'll put Pop Smoke at 2, and I'll probably put Sean at 3 for me. Right now is my top 3.
That's your top 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have to go Baby My Turn as my 1.
Oh yeah. Let me take Division out because I'm doing rap albums. So yeah, let me put My Turn number 1, Smoke number 2, and then Sean number 3.
Yeah, I'm putting Baby, My Turn 1. I'm putting Sean, Detroit 2 at 2, and then 3 I'm putting Pop Smoke.
Yeah, those are the best 3 albums this year as far as rap, man. But like we said, the big dogs is coming.
Big dogs is coming. One of them might drop next week.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Next week we might have the podcast we was waiting for, bro.
Hopefully, if he don't bait us like he did the last time, because you never know.
Yeah, bro. You never know with this guy Aubrey, bro.
Is this technically the last week of summer?
It is. It technically is.
Technically it is, right?
Come the 21st is September.
So,
I mean, it's fall, so.
So, hey, Aubrey, we're just waiting. Don't tease us like you did the last time. Just waiting on you.
Like, just off those leaks we heard, bro. Like,
the cut.
like
Zodiac
sign, bro. Bro. Not around, bro.
Like having talking about a song, having an argument with your girl over your body count.
It's like Drake is the greatest rapper ever. It's why I'm gonna put Drake in a ghost status, cause the topic Drake makes songs about, no other rapper in the history of rap could make a song about, bro. Like, you cannot tell a rapper, make a song about you and your girl having a discussion about how many bodies you got. Like, that's not a that's like, people don't think about that. And to have it flow and it sounds cool, like, that's a skill and a gift to make me want to dance along to this dude arguing about how many body counts he got, bro. Arguing if head counts as a body for him and his girl, bro. I feel like Drake is the king of letting us into his private conversations, bro. And that's why he's been so successful at those type of songs, bro. Because, like, nobody else puts you into the room with him and his girl like Drake does.
You're right on that point. And you can't even, like, as a guy, you can't even imagine, like, having half the conversations he's talking about.
Like, you can't, like, why is Drake at the level he is in his career still growing through these things? Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, why is Drake driving 2 hours anywhere to go to a girl's family's house? You're Drake, fly the family to you and just do what you like, bro. Why are you doing unnecessary stuff? You're Drake. If I was Drake, I would not be dealing with all these different emotional things that he's going through, bro. Like, for real, Drake is a funny guy, bro. But just, I'm noticing, bro, like, a lot of these famous dudes are just different, bro. That's all I can say, bro. Just like even with that Odell story this week, I'm like, we are definitely different. I don't think when I reach money, I won't ever act like that. Like, no amount of money would ever make me get into that type of bag, bro. At all.
Nah, bro, I'm good.
Like just when I hear stories about these, like him, Trace, like, what are y'all doing, bro? Like, y'all too famous for this, bro. Like, when these stories get out, I'm like,
you're too famous to be dealing with stuff like that, bro.
Bro, we gotta shut this down, bro.